Hello, welcome back to the Chess Mindset. In this video, I'll be playing against the Hiker bot who's rated 600. And in the previous video, I did play against the Birder bot who is 300. So in this video, I'll be playing against this bot which is 600 Elo. So I'm going to start with a very flexible move, and that's going to be knight f3. And the reason this is a very flexible move is because I can always transpose, and transpose means you basically reach another opening but in a different order. So for example, in the London system, right, if I go back here, in the London system I would play d4 and then bishop f4 and then knight f3. But because I play knight f3 first, I can transpose back into the London system, right? I can play d4 in the next move and then bishop f4, and it's the same thing. I would reach the London system setup like regardless, right? So that's called transposing, and that's why this is like knight f3 is a very flexible move. So now I can just play d4 and then play bishop to f4, and I basically reached the London system but in a different move order. So that's one thing. Like if you want to have a very flexible opening repertoire, then I would recommend like knight f3, because usually knight f3 is, you're going to play knight f3 in a lot of different openings anyway. So he goes king f7, interesting move. Now I could give him a check, but it just forces him back and it doesn't really achieve anything. So I'm just going to play, I guess I'll play a3 and then maybe bishop here. Okay, so he does play this move. Now I can still check, I mean why not? But then after his king moves and he plays d6, my knight is going to get kicked away. So I mean it doesn't really achieve anything, so I'm just going to go with c3, finish off my development. So that's just the free pawn, right? So when you're around 600 Elo, it's very common for your opponents to just hang pieces. Like even all the way until like, I guess like 1200 Elo, people will still just hang pieces straight away. Like, and then at that point, like after you reach like 1200 Elo, like it'll start to be more about tactics. Like people just miss tactics rather than just straight up hanging pieces. So right now I could just take this pawn. And let's see what he does. Okay, queen here. Interesting. So now he can't develop this pawn because I'll just take his queen. I'll just develop my knight, maybe castle next. Okay, so he tries to kick away my bishop, but that's just a hanging pawn again, so I will take that. Now be careful, if I take the pawn, can he like trap my bishop, right? If he plays h6, I can just take his knight, so it doesn't really do anything. And if he moves his knight, I guess he can move it like here, but like this doesn't really look like a good square for his knight anyway. So okay, h5. Now I can just take his knight, and then after he takes back with the king, I'm doing pretty well. So his king is like very like advanced into the center of the board, right? Which is usually not good, because you don't want your king to be that far out in the center. You want it to be like castled, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to castle. Okay, a5. Let's see, what do I do here? No, so I can play this move, and if takes, then I take, and I'll give him a check. And that looks pretty good, so I'm going to play that. Okay, queen here. So if I take this pawn, he will just take back. And if I push and give him a check, he has to move back. Yeah, I guess I'll give him a check. Force his king to move back. And so if I play this move, attacking his queen, he could move back, but then my knight can't really do anything on this square. So I don't really want to do that. So let's see, I could play this move, or maybe this move, preparing this. Actually, I can probably just bring my bishop back. Yeah, bring my bishop back, keeping an eye on this diagonal. Right, and he brings his queen back. So now I will just develop my queen to this square. And I am up material plus 2 points, so this should be fairly simple. Now this just hangs a fork. And can you guys spot what the fork is? It's knight to g5, because that will fork the queen and the rook. And at this level, this is like very common. Like basically in most games, you will find opponents who will hang these forks. And basically, yeah, now I can play knight here, and then he's going to lose material, right? He has to move either one, and then I'll just take his rook. Okay, and he takes with the king, so now I can just play queen here, and that gives him a check. Now he has to move, right? Or he can block with the bishop. And this bishop is now pinned, right? It can't move, because my queen will just stare down his king, so he can't move his bishop. But there's actually no way I can exploit that. Knight here, here. Can't really do anything. I guess I'll just play knight here, why not? Okay, queen there. Guess I'll play knight here. Okay, so I could en passant this, right? Remember, if your opponent moves their pawn 2 squares forward, and you have a pawn right next to it, then you can just take the pawn en passant like that. So in case you guys didn't know that, that's what you can do. Okay, and takes back. So what I want to do now, I guess I will just bring my rook to the open file, why not? And at this level, I don't really have to be analyzing my moves too much, because like my opponent will just make blunders anyway. So that's a helpful tip if you're playing like a time control match, for example like Blitz or like Bullet. You don't, oh, I just hung my bishop, oh my gosh. Okay, I wasn't paying attention there, but I was saying like usually in these like lower elo matches, you don't have to be analyzing every single move, because your opponent will usually just blunder anyway. For example here, I could just take this pawn and then take a queen, right? So even though I hung my what was it? Yeah, I hung my bishop, but it doesn't really matter because your opponents will hang pieces at 2, so it doesn't, you don't have to overthink it pretty much. Okay, I'll take his bishop, and I'll just take this. I could just give him a check as well, why not? And like, yeah, this just hangs, so I can go here, queen takes d5, and give him a check, and also attack his rook. So then I could just take his rook on the next move. So here, and I can just take his rook. And now this knight is pinned, so I can take the knight on the next move. And he's going to attack my rook, so I'm just going to move it. Well, actually his bishop's covering this diagonal, so I can't move my rook here. So I guess I don't even need to do that, honestly. I can just check him, and then start to checkmate. Here, he has to move there, and then I can just pin his bishop, and then take his bishop on the next move. Yep. And now this is checkmate, and it's unstoppable. So yeah, the main lesson here is like pretty similar to the previous bot who was rated 300 elo. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, you just have to avoid making blunders like in this game as well, right? And basically what I did here was like same thing, right? I have to spot these free pieces that I can take. Like this pawn was just free, and this pawn was also free, which is why I took it. And sometimes when you don't really have a concrete plan, for example, I think around the middle game here, like here, right? I didn't really know what to do. Like, I didn't have a concrete plan, so I can just play a waiting move or play a general developing move, right? So I developed my queen, connected my rooks, and basically, yeah, here he just hung this fork. So as you get higher elo, like closer to 1000, you have to be able to spot these sort of forks, right, where you win material. And the best way to practice this is just by doing puzzles. Like, that's basically what I did, right? Like right now my puzzle rush is like 43. I think that's my best score. So try to practice your puzzle rush and just improve your pattern recognition skills that way. But the rest of this game was pretty simple. I mean, I hung my bishop here, but it doesn't really matter because my opponent hung his queen, and then yeah, from that point on it was pretty simple. Just yes, spot this next fork, right? And after that, I just take his rook and take his knight, and yeah, it's pretty simple. So hopefully this video was instructional, and you found some value from it. Now I will be playing against the next bot in the next video, which is the Girl Scout rated 900, so that'll be a little bit interesting. So if you want to stay tuned for that, then be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.